played the NTFL in '85 in the first Australia Day game, representative game. So I think Glenelg have got a good history here, and the fact that the representative game is coming back this year, making a comeback this year, I think it would be quite fitting if it was Glenelg. So certainly fingers crossed, and hoping for an announcement in the coming days.
Well, I'm going to read into that they're more than likely that they're coming.
Yeah, I think there's a good chance.
Because you got a smile on your face when I mentioned your dad might be coming up. Good, look, Matthew, so good to talk to you, and thanks so much for making yourself available here today. Here's the commentary team all just about ready to go. You can't see them, but you'll hear them because you'll be listening to them downstairs, won't you?
I certainly will be.
Good on you, Matt. Thanks so much for your time.
No worries at all.
Matthew Carey with us. Gee, we just don't realise the things we have going for us. The footy not that far away. In a moment, you'll be joined by the commentary team of Brenton Toy, Dominic McCormack, and headed up by Shannon Byrne. That coming up shortly.
NTFL. This is the NTFL, live on ABC Digital Radio and streaming on the ABC Listen app.
And welcome back to the footy. Thank you so much to Charlie King, and what a wonderful chat there. And wow, if it is Glenelg, how exciting. And I think the best thing out of all of it is that whoever comes up for the SANFL, I know it's going to be the men's and the women's Premier League sides that come up together, so it allows the club to come up as one, and that'll be a great opportunity for the club to have the men and women, the same club, the same representation for what will be a very special Australia Day as well. As I welcome my commentary team for the opening match of season 2020-2021. Thank you so much for joining us wherever you are as well. Great to have your company. My name is Shannon Byrne, and I am welcoming back after 165 days, not since I've seen him, but since we've called footy together, Dominic McCormack. So wonderful to see you, and how exciting that it is the grand final rematch. We were here 165 days ago, and these two teams were battling it out for the premiership last season.
Shannon, wonderful to be back again with the footy. Beautiful scenes here. Good evening to all our listeners. And yes, as you say, the grand final rematch. Here we go. Saints and Nightcliff. And just after that wonderful interview just then by Charlie King with Matthew Carey, do I feel some pressure or what to actually commentate correctly and, you know, with description, and to make the game sound as good as it deserves when you've got somebody like Matthew that you know is sitting in the crowd. He's not just listening to it and watching the game, he's completely relying on us for his visuals, if I can put it that way, of the game.
Well, we are expecting a cracker of a game. To find out what we're actually expecting from the two teams, because there are a number of changes from what we've seen from the last season's grand final teams makeup. Brenton Toy is kindly joining us, a former coaching staff of the Tiwi Bombers. He's been involved with these clubs out here as well with St Mary's. Brenton Toy, welcome back to season 2020-2021.
Very good to be here. Feels like, you know, it was only yesterday that the grand final game was being played, and obviously a lot's happened. It's been one of those years. It's
globally, hasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So great to be back here at TIO Stadium. The footy's back on. The reigning premiers. The grand final replay. Looking forward to it. Nightcliff, been a quality outfit, over the last, 3 to 5 years now, and are always going to come. And look, just looking at their lineup, just some of those old heads: Cameron Eilert, Phillip Wheels, Nathan Brown, Brodie Philo. So you don't need to look too much further than those guys. And they've got some other good contributors. Sean Wilson, who was also solid in the grand final last year. Big Hugo Drugamala, the pickup there, Kyle Emery from Palmerston back to Nightcliff. Liam Holtfitz is another one coming up as well.
And I think too, 4 big names inclusions. There's been a lot of talk about what players were coming up from down south. Obviously there's been no VFL, no country footy in Victoria. What's happened throughout South Australia and Western Australia? We do know we had a number of footy players in quarantine. They had to self-quarantine for 2 weeks, $2,500. And I can tell you that the Nightcliff Tigers have got 4 players that have done just that. Adam Jorgensen from the Bacola and Nathalia Football Club. Thomas Boyd, who plays for Werribee in the VFL. He is in the side tonight. Dominic Brew, who also plays for Werribee in the VFL, originally from North Albury, Ovens and Murray. And Bailey Henderson from Stewartfield, a Bendigo League. He has previously played for Richmond VFL. And Perry Lewis-Smith is from Redlands in the NTFL competition as well. So huge inclusions, but a huge commitment for these guys as well. They've done their quarantine and they're here. A lot of new names in St Mary's as well, but we just don't quite have the information of where they're from. Let's talk about Dom. There are some big names missing. And their coach is missing. Why would that be? Remind everybody what happened 165 days ago.
Well, he made some comments that I'm sure he's regretting right at this moment by, just describing umpires in a particular way. That's something that I'm sure, as I say, I'm sure he regrets. He's not here now. He's out for 2 weeks from a coaching perspective, so Saints have had to readjust not only on field, but in fact off field from a coaching perspective. I'm sure that they'll do that just fine. They've got some good names in that team tonight, but gee, the Nightcliff Tigers team just rolls on, Brenton. It just looks so good and so strong for a round 1 team.
Yeah, absolutely, and no doubt they've been putting in the work. And we talked about the inclusions for Nightcliff, and you kind of mentioned some of the exclusions, one being the coach for St Mary's, but how are these for some names missing tonight from last year's grand final? Shannon Rioli, Morris Rioli, Anthony Long, Jake Long, Tom Davies, Jared Waite, and Rhett Jordan was close to best on ground. So a fair few senior players missing from the St Mary's outfit, but looking forward to seeing some of the new players coming in to take their spot.
Nick Yarran as well is missing, but he's playing rugby league, I understand, a couple of metres away from where we're actually sitting. There's a city versus country, so with other seasons going deep as well. I know, is it Nathan Paredes? He's actually played football last night in terms of the round ball code.
Yes.
So depending on grand finals and as to whether or not he'll be available for the next week or two. So
well, he's in.
He's in. He played last night, but I think depends on whether they make the grand final or not.
Yes.
So I don't actually know what happened last night, but the codes are crossing over because it is a very unusual year indeed. What are we looking forward to most out of this, and what are you expecting, Brenton?
Yeah, look, I'm just looking forward to, having a look at the Nightcliff midfield and see how much of a load Cam Milet and Wills and Philo take on tonight, and how much they're just trying to, manage their game time and get through it. But for me, tonight's all about St Mary's. We know what Nightcliff are going to bring, and St Mary's, as we said, I think there's 8 players out from last year's grand final. They've got a lot of new players in. I think there's a first gamer, Rory Fairchild, in there as well. So for me, tonight's probably about St Mary's and their ability to try and match it with Nightcliff, because we know Nightcliff have got a very well-disciplined, well-structured side. They're very well coached by Chris Bucks. They've got great leadership there, so we know what they're going to bring. So I think it's, the ball's, well and truly in St Mary's court to see what they can do tonight.
We just have to touch on, I guess, St Mary's banner. It says Saints are coming. Well, they really did come last year as well. When you think 2 seasons ago, they were wooden spooners. First time ever that the club collected it. With Anthony Vallejo coaching for the first time at the helm, they turned around and appeared in a grand final last season. You would expect, with what has even happened off-season, they've got a brand new club. They really seem to be going better off the field as well.
Yeah, look, there's a lot of moves being made. There's a lot of work being put in by a lot of people over that period of time. And you're talking there a period of sort of 2 or 3 years there, Shannon, where Saints have been down and they've had to make a comeback effectively. And I mean, that's one of the most incredible ways to make a comeback on the field, to go from a wooden spoon. I know that a lot of people would have been very embarrassed by Saints being in that position, both from an on-field and off-field perspective, with the debt that they've been in. And they've put a lot of plans in motion to recover from both. And, step 1, in a sense, was recovering on field, and they did that last year in stunning form by making that grand final. And there were moments there where they had opportunities to pinch that grand final last year. Nightcliff worthy winners, but St Mary's almost did it, and now they're still working extremely hard off the field to make a comeback in that regard. So, a lot of really positive signs happening there for St Mary's.
Opening round, they've had a good one already. Last night, their under-18 boys beat the Tigers. This morning, the Women's Premier Premier League side, had a 63-point win over the Eagles. So as a club, the opening round, they're going pretty well. Just quickly, other round one results. This is the final match of the opening round for the new season. Waratahs last night in what was a historic night at Gardens Oval. The first time lights were on and played a footy match. So that was a very big night for them. They also paid tribute to their fallen teammate who was tragically killed in a cycling accident in the off-season, big American Aruccio. So I thought still with the club, and what was a very sad time for them to be all back on the field for the first time without him. The Waratahs had a 69-point win over Palmerston. Tiwi went down to Buffaloes today. The Darwin Buffaloes 64-point winners, and Wanderers have just had a thrilling 4-point win over Southern Districts. As all of the sides now just getting into position. Marara Oval, there is a slight breeze heading towards the airport end. It will be the way that St Mary's are kicking towards. Your umpires tonight, Joel Morrison, John Howarth and Sam Wood are in control of this final match of round one, grand final rematch. And to get us underway, Dominic McCormack.
The ruck contest tonight, Grenfell. For St Mary's to line up against Hugo Drogamullah. Jackson Payne in the middle, lining up against Cameron Islet. Normally a key forward. Grenfell beaten forward by Drogamullah. Comes down there to Saints first. William Hams with the first kick out of the centre. Ball goes to half forward. St Mary's with first possession here at half forward. Kick into space goes to right forward pocket. Brown come away with it here on the left boot. And an errant kick, Justin Cooper. Back at the St Mary's Football Club. Couldn't mark it. Sean Wilson tracking it now, shoving his opponent out of the way. Close to the boundary line. And the ball taken over. About 75 metres around from the St Mary's goal on the scoreboard side of the ground. No score, 30 seconds gone in this first quarter.
Mentioned there's a slight breeze, but it is very warm tonight, over 30 degrees still. Ball tossed in front was Grenfell, dropped it down, only clean hands now picked up by St Mary's. Kick didn't go 15 metres, big high up and under, going to the left forward pocket, trying to pick it up, not being able to keep it in was Walters, and he has taken it over 5 metres from the left of St Mary's goals.
Saints just doing a great job here, keeping the pressure on down in their forward line.
Grenfell again in front, ball down, in dispute, shot on goal, first one for the night is going to go to St Mary's, and it has been put through, and the first one on the board, and that is a good goal at the top of the square, and that was Grenfell. He was just doing so well in the ruck, tapped it down, ball came straight to him, and he's just kicked it around the corner.
Yeah, probably just a little bit too easy there in the St Mary's forward line. A little bit too much leg rope for the Saints player. Nightcliff team not tightening up enough, and just a little bit too much space there and not enough pressure on the ball carrier. Nice little snap on the right foot and an easy goal.
Wasn't touched, was he?
No.
In the clear. So St Mary's with the first goal on the board here. The grand final rematch, of course, Nightcliff winning that game at the end of last season by 13 points. Grenfell up in the ruck against Drogamullah. Grenfell down. Jackson Payne couldn't get a kick away. Grenfell fighting away for it. So too Drogamullah on all fours. Grenfell grabs it, kicks it through centre half forward. Tumbling punt kick. No one can grab hold of the ball cleanly. Cooper comes in. Good handball to Payne. Quick kick on goal. Will go through. No, it will not. It just fades away to the left. Nathan Brown couldn't track it, and he lets it go over the boundary line for a boundary throw into the left of the St Mary's goal face. 2.5 minutes gone. Saints 1 straight 6. Nightcliff yet to score.
Ball to be tossed back. Very similar position where Grenfell was able to snap a goal. Big long throw in, goes to the back, misses all of the ruck work. Now it's Nightcliff that are able to come through. Handball over the top from Islet. Coming down the grandstand wing. Handball just given away. Ball in dispute, picked up by Hams. Looked like he ducked under traffic. Umpire said it was high. And Hams will get a free kick 60 metres from goal. Goes into the left to forward pocket. And it is going to be the Nightcliff defenders under a mountain of trouble. And they get a handball away. Wilson tries to go through traffic, gets a little handball off. Now coming out through the middle of the oval, and a good mark from their captain, Philip Wills, right in the centre of TIO Stadium. No one inside the forward 50. And talking about no one inside, he was trying to get people to go as he did. St Mary's player has come in and infringed. He's got so close that is a 50-metre penalty, and he's going to be marched directly in front 30 metres out.
Yeah, I think it was number 12, Lucas Jellyman Turner for St Mary's, that just encroached in the 5 metre or the protected area, and of course the 50 metre penalty result.
And wow, I mean, their stand-in coach at the moment, we're so disappointed with that. There was no one inside the forward 50, so now they've just allowed him to walk straight directly in front, kick on goal, and he's missed that to the left. So St Mary's let off the hook. The captain, Philip Wills, first shot on goal for Nightcliff Tigers is a miss. And Saints 6, Nightcliff 1, 4 minutes gone, opening term.
Jellyman Turner now received the kick, kicks long up centre wing. Cameron Island thumping the ball away from the pack that was forming. Right half forward, gets that over the boundary line for a boundary throw-in.
Yeah, good work by St Mary's, just picking up on a few early stats. They're dominating the hit-outs and they're dominating the clearances, so a bit of a surprise there with Islet and Philo. It's just as if on cue. Philo's in there now, about to get a clearance.
Philo with that clearance, and he finds a player. Should have taken the chest mark, didn't do so. Little handball comes out to Ryan Moo. He flicks a handball away quickly. Another quick kick up towards the goal square. Socket off the ground. That should be a goal, I think, to Liam Holt-Fitz. It was quick play. It was untidy play by the Tigers, but full points on the board, and they score their first goal for this season, and they take the lead with that kick. 1-1-7 leading Saints 1 straight 6, 5 minutes gone in the first quarter.
Yeah, terrific little player, Liam Holt-Fitz from Tennant Creek. He's a Cheney medalist from a couple of years ago. So super effort there. He's very crafty, very clever, very dangerous around goal, and it was 1-on-2 down there against the St Mary's defenders, and he was able just to get the ball to pop up, and a nice little soccer goal through for Liam Holt-Fitz.
So a couple of changes on the field as well. Kyle Emery's just been marched back to full forward. Butcher just changing it up with him in the ruck. Raf Clark not able to get a clean hand at the moment. Ball goes through the legs of Hams. Nice little footwork from Sean Edwards. Gets a handball out to his teammates who's under pressure. Now dispossessed. The Tigers just bat it forward. It goes 10 metres. Picked up off the ground. Now just outside the forward 50, and a good shot on goal. And that was a super effort from Butterick. He was at the 50 metres and he just got a shove as he took a kick, went to the right, through for a behind, and it's Nightcliff still by 2 points the lead. 6 minutes gone, opening term.
Jacob Long with ball in hand to bring it back into play. Goes to the right, kicks long, looking for Raf Clark. Second bite at the cherry. He takes the mark just outside defensive 50. Little chip from him goes to player there in Jellyman Turner for Saints. Takes the mark on the second attempt. His kick is poor, cut off here. Drilling pass in for the Tigers. Finds a target in Cameron Islet. 10 metres in from the boundary, left forward pocket, about 45 from goal with Jacob Long on the mark. So Islet steadying here. Deliberate shot at goal. He's definitely intending to take this. On the approach now. Crosses the paint of 50. Kick on its way with the right boot. It's a lovely looking kick from Cameron Islet. And that is a goal. Terrific kick from Cameron Islet. So the Nightcliff Tigers, second goal on the board, and they move to 2-2-14. Saints 1 straight 6, 7 minutes gone in the first quarter.
Yeah, so just good work there by the Nightcliff players. Just an intercept across half forward there, and able to find Islet, as we know, quality finisher, great leader, and it's a nice settler for the Tigers. They needed that because St Mary's, I guess, for that first 5 minutes had the momentum, and the best way to stop that, in the words of Rick Nolan, is to get a goal of your own.
There you go.
Raf Clark in the ruck. His brother's now the president, Marius. Goes up against McGregor. It's the Nightcliff Tigers that again get another clearance out of the middle. Booming kick inside the forward 50, and a great mark there from Emery. Going over his right shoulder, and Kyle Emery has taken a mark 45 metres away from goal. Slight angle to the right. And the new recruit for Nightcliff Tigers lining up for his first kick on goal in the black and yellow. Swirls the ball around in his hands. He's got a long run up here, about 15 metres. Only just going over the paint of 50 now. The kick is on its way. It's got the distance. It's got the distance. It just doesn't have the accuracy. And it goes to the right. So another behind for Nightcliff. They move to 2-3-15. St Mary's 1 straight. 9 minutes gone. Opening term.
Jellyman Turner with ball in hand. Long kick outside 50. Raph Clark flies, couldn't take the mark. So too did Marley McGregor. Kick forward here by St Mary's. Sean Wilson gets a hand to it. Pressured here by Paredes. Paredes moves him out of the way nicely. Now kicks to the advantage of Justin Cooper running through half forward. Charges at the footy. Brown charges at him. Tackles him. Ball over the boundary line. And be a boundary throw in. 65 around from the St Mary's goal.
Good courage there by Cooper to just take it, but a great decision by Brown to just leave his opponent and come up and make it an outnumber at the contest.
Boundary throw in now. Grandstand side. The Morris Rioli grandstand here at Marara Oval. Good boundary throw in it is too. Goes to the back. Raph Clark bats it down here to Sean Edwards. Kick from him up to Calder. Got hands to it. Couldn't take the mark. Play on, said the umpire. The players pile in and the umpire blows the whistle and says, I will take it about 40 metres out, just to the left of centre. Still favouring St Mary's as we tick past 9.5 minutes in this first quarter.
McGregor goes up against Drugamullah. Drugamullah taps it from behind. It's going to be not picked up cleanly. Cooper went to ground, was looking for a free. Sean Wilson. Wilson from Nightcliff Tigers couldn't get a free kick. There's a lot of ball players around the ball. There's about 10 of them standing around. Finally, the umpire blows the whistle and they moved a couple of metres towards the Saints' goal. Drugamullah up in front. Comes down and there has been a free kick. The umpire's actually said play on and he's had a snap-on goal, Payne. Probably not the right decision there. And there is going to be a ball going quickly on the outer side. So St Mary's could have had an opportunity, but now it's all Nightcliff Tigers. A bounce out on the outer side. Takes a second bounce inside the forward 50. Shot on goal and a quick reply. Not to be in the end, but that was a great bit of work from Henderson, who's a new signing for the Nightcliff Tigers.
Ball brought in here by Jellyman Turner. Sean Edwards with the kick and a 50-metre penalty. They're playing the advantage. No, they can't. A 50-metre penalty is given here. Sean Edwards to take the kick. Saints not really sure where the ball's meant to be going or who it's meant to be going to. Braxton Armat tidying up here and passing it back to Sean Edwards. Player on the mark in the middle of the ground, just to the left of centre. He chips sideways, goes back here to Braxton Armat. He chips forward as well. Mark taken now by William Hams for St Mary's. Centre wing, Morris Rioli grandstand side. Kick on the left boot, down the line. Players up. The only player who stayed down there was St Mary's player in Tom Gilbert, who takes the mark on his chest. Well judged. Long, raking left foot kick. Targets down there. No one can mark except the Tiger defender. And a good marker was too to Bailey Henderson, the last Nightcliff player to have a shot on goal. Long kick. Goes out the fat side. No mark taken. St Mary's players spill the ball there. The ball pushed out to Coco Nicky. Tries to flick it out here. Tigers grab hold of it. Handball comes out here. Attack on the ball is good by the Tigers. Long kick. Inside 50. No mark taken, but a free kick was paid as the ball came in for a hold. And that goes against a player there in Thomas Long. Play on is called. Jellyman Turner spoils Eilert. And a free kick given for a push, so Eilert will line up for his second from 25 metres out, slightly to the right of centre.
Perhaps a little bit lucky there, Eilert. I thought...
understatement of the match so far, Brenton Toy.
I thought Jellyman did a pretty good job getting back with the flight, not to make contact and spoil the footy, but obviously the umpire saw that differently. But just a couple of danger signs twice now. That's kind of the third time that Nightcliff have been able to get that overlap over the top, and their entry into their forward line just looks like got a whole lot more space than what St Mary's have when they go forward.
Cameron Eilert, what a brilliant player he's been over the years. Kick on goal, and he makes absolutely no mistake with that kick. He's kicked his second already. 12.5 minutes gone in this first quarter. Nightcliff now lead 3-4-22. Saints 1-1-7.
Yeah, look, Nightcliff just starting to claw their way back now and, really assert their, I guess, their authority on this game. Wills, Eilert, Philo. I mentioned that we hadn't heard from them, and then all of a sudden they just went bang, bang, bang. The three of them. Nathan Brown across half-back. And St Mary's really want to, try and do something here to perhaps stem the flow, because they were matching it inside, and as we see the ruck back out there again for St Mary's. Big Grenfell, he was good when they were on fire.
He goes up and he wins it over Drugamullah, but down only as far again. Nightcliff with another clearance. 2 bounce. Is he going to get caught here? Jacob Long nearly getting him just in time. Had too much time with the ball, Philo, and it's been a intercept mark for Musgrove. He's very patient. Comes out towards the grandstand. Still at centre half back. Kick forward was from Taylor. Juggling mark was dropped by Gilbert over the boundary just in front of the St Mary's dugout. So the ball will be tossed in 80 metres around from the Nightcliff goals. Directly underneath where we are sitting in a very nice air-conditioned box here on a lovely build-up night here in Darwin. Grenfell just wins it easily in the ruck. Kicks it forward, up to centre half forward, and it is going to be a free kick. He ducked under it.
So clearly. Goodness.
And he had nothing where he could go, Walters. He went over the top. The umpire said it was high. Just think of it as a piggyback. And he caught Brown. Brown with a thumping 50-metre kick down the middle at the back of the pack. Jacob Long gets a handball away, but it's still inside the forward 50 for the Nightcliff Tigers. In the left forward pocket. Ball, snap on goal by Bricknell. And it goes to the left of the post. So that's another behind for Nightcliff. 3-5-23, leading the Saints 1-1-7. 15 minutes gone in the opening term.
Jellyman Turner finds Jacob Long. Kicks long up centre wing for Calder. Sliding in, couldn't take the mark. Goes back in along with Paredes to lay the tackle. Handball comes out now. Flicks out wide. Lovely little chip coming up here towards William Hams. He gathers, flicks a handball out to the side. Payne in the action, couldn't grab the footy. Sean Wilson bats it away. And now a free kick to be paid here to St Mary's. Umpires need to be right on here. The players are going right at the footy. Free kick to Saints. Long kick now inside 50. The Flyers will be up. Grenfell was there. The ball spills to Island. Beautiful positioning as usual. Quick kick comes out into the centre. Emery gathers. Just slides along the ground and then kicks into the open 50. Butcher's there. Can't take the mark. Under pressure from Braxton Armat. Butcher keeps his body in front. Sockers towards the goals and misses just towards the left. Good play there by John Butcher, and Saints bring the ball back into play very quickly. Jellyman Turner finds a teammate in Musgrove.
Musgrove, left back pocket, just chips it forward to Taylor, still inside their defensive 50. He wants to go, gets a handball to Jellyman Turner. He kicks it down the commentary wing, and just coming on to the field was Grenfell. He opts to go inside, picks out Taylor. Taylor wants to get going. He gives a handball off to Gilbert. Up towards the half forward, centre half forward. At front was Payne. He couldn't get it. Now it's still inside the 50 for St Mary's, and there's going to be a ball up. Underneath that was Walters. It was wrapped up in the end by Bowles. So ball up, 30 metres directly in front of St Mary's goal. It's going to be a clearing defensive kick. Clark was running back with the flight of the ball, couldn't take a mark. And there is going to be a trip going to Nightcliff Tigers. 17 minutes gone, Nightcliff 24, leading the Saints 7. Ball on the commentary wing, big, high, up and under. And a great mark there, fell into the hands of Holt Fitz. He turns around, goes quickly onto the left boot. Running in front was Butcher, takes it on the chest in the right forward pocket. And he's going to signal that he's going to go for goal. Just stretches his right hamstring. He's on a 45-degree angle. He'll kick this from 30 metres out. And Butcher for his first shot on goal tonight, and he's hooked that as well. And is that going to just creep in? It is. And so Nightcliff pick up their 7th behind. Nightcliff 7-3-25, leading the Saints 1-1-7. 18 minutes gone in the first quarter. That could have really buried them if they had kicked a little more accurate at the moment.
Yep. St Mary's very lucky to be in the position they're in at the moment. This could be a whole lot worse in terms of the scoreboard pressure that Nightcliff are applying at the moment. They're lucky they've kicked the 7 points, and it's not 7 goals and 3 points. But look, we see Ralph Clark just take a bit of he's hurt. I hope he's all right.
Nightcliff now with the ball at half forward. Jackson Payne coming crashing in on his opponent. His opponent kept his eyes on the footy. Well done there to Bailey Henderson. And a free kick ultimately given to Paredes. Paredes now flicks the ball out wide. Raf Clark is up. That's a good sign. Sean Edwards takes the mark out wide. Sean Edwards now goes to Richardson. Richardson now on the right boot. Kicks long, looking for a target in Grenfell, who's been very good so far. The ball clean bowls him. He couldn't take the mark. Pressure put on inside 50. Sean Wilson got the handball away. Teammate there kicks the footy and up towards Jellyman Turner. Jellyman Turner now at left half back. Takes the mark. Call comes from Sean Edwards. He missed him completely and the ball out of bounds for a boundary throw in. Saints a little bit rattled here at the moment. 10 scoring shots to 2. Nightcliff's advantage with the boundary throw in now at centre wing.
Boundary throw in. Clark was in front. Not able to get it over McGregor. Ball hasn't travelled from where it landed from the 2 ruck. They're both involved. Raf Clark gets up. So does Paredes. And the umpire, Morrison, clears a path, throws it up. Raf Clark gets a tap down to Edwards. He was dispossessed. Handball and a big, strong tackle from Jorgensen. Bit of remonstration happening in the field at the moment. Bit of push and shove, bit of feeling out there. Involved a number of players, but their free kick is going to go to St Mary's.
No, it's going to go
against the Nightcliff, sorry.
Yep.
Jorgensen.
That was for holding on after the ball had been disposed of.
It was a hard tackle, and obviously O'Brien didn't like it, went on with it after. Kicked inside the right forward pocket. Butcher was diving back, couldn't take a mark, and the ball spills over 15 metres out from the right side of the Nightcliff post.
It's a good matchup down there between Braxton Armat and Big John Butcher. Braxton Armat was good last year, but have a look at how that ball come in there. Brody Philo, easy handball behind the man on the mark, and then a long kick in. So here he is again, standing around without an opponent. So St Mary's might want to think about how they're looking after Brody Philo at the moment.
Cameron Island with ball in hand, tackle to ground. That's a great tackle. Didn't dispose of the ball. No call from the umpire. Cooper in hard again. And now a free kick for, I'm not sure what it was, but it came from behind the play. So Saints to take the free kick, still in their defensive zone. Now the kick to go up the line. Grandstand to wing. High flyers are up, ball down, bowls over it, takes possession. His handball towards Cameron Islet. He just lets it go over the boundary line under a little bit of pressure there from Nathaniel Paredes. So boundary throw in at the 21-minute mark of this first quarter. Nightcliff leading comfortably 3-7-25. Saints 1-1-7.
Ball tossed back in. McGregor in front, but it goes over his head. Raf Clark just taps it down. Ball down. There's about 8 players around it at the moment. Spills out. Good handball from Brew. And the kick forward in favour of Nightcliff Tigers. It's still rolling. It's going to be picked up now. Dancing one way, then the other was Holt Fitz. He gets a handball away at the top of the 50. Butcher gets a little kick in, and it is Bricknell who's going to have a shot on goal, and Bricknell's shot on goal, a snap from 40 metres, and that has gone straight through over the umpire's hat. High fives from Nightcliff Tigers players around him. He gets a bump from a St Mary's player. That's Bricknell's first goal for the night. It's Nightcliff's fourth. Nightcliff 4-7-31, leading Saints 1-1-7. And a lot of pressure that they're putting on attack and defence.
Good composure there by the Tigers. Liam Holt Fitz involved, got it over. Emery, I think, was the square-up kick inside. And as you mentioned, Bricknell, the goal kicker, didn't panic with it, didn't try and over-kick it and kick it too hard, just gave it the right amount of weight with the right angle, and a nice goal for the Tigers.
Back in the middle now, Clark in the ruck. Ball comes to Jackson Payne. He gets a handball away. Saints now kicking up towards half forward. Richardson, good contest with Sean Wilson. Call was for a hold, so the free kick goes to Wilson, back to Bowles. Always has to go on his left boot. Does do that beautifully. Inside 50. Thomas Long with the attack on the ball. The ball left for Jacob Long. He gets a handball away. The ball goes to Jackson Payne. Taken down. Coming through strongly again was Thomas Long. Well done. Got a handball away there to Raf Clark. Strong play there from Declan Everett. Kick away into space. Ball in the middle of the ground. Attacking it there was Gilbert. Couldn't get a clean possession away. Saints now tackled. Islet in there laying one of them. And the ball held up in the middle of the ground. 23 minutes gone in this first quarter. The Tigers 4-7-31. Saints 1-1-7.
Clark gets a touch to it, comes down, put on the boot by Payne. Hurried kick forward inside there, forward 50. Defensively, it's been knocked back though. Little toe poke from Taylor. It's going to go over the boundary, and the siren has sounded to end the opening term for both of these teams for season 2020-2021. And the Nightcliff Tigers are out of the blocks early. Nightcliff Tigers, the reigning premiers who have won back-to-back premierships already. In the opening term, they kicked 4 goals, 7-31 to St Mary's 1-1-7. And Brenton, that was a pretty impressive.
Love exploring the territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Head on in to Kazali's Palmerston Club. Business meetings, coffee breaks, or just unwinding, Kazali's has you covered. It's the perfect spot for a catch-up with friends, with stylish function areas suitable for any occasion. Sensational meals. Our family-friendly bistro has plenty of delicious options. All the latest machines in our modern gaming room. Get around the pool tables and prove your skills. Fancy a flutter? We've got full betting facilities available. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
So we can feel forever, yeah, feel together, real together. No one can stop. No one can stop. Nothing can ever bring me
Time to escape, cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co., the beer from up here.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience.
Dedicated sports zones.
Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice, still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport concept store.
Now open at Casuarina Square.
onto it too. He was saying to the umpire, he is over, and then he went to play. He's a thinking ruckman, this fellow.
Well, Grenfell is going to line up for his second shot on goal. 30 metres out, directly in front, kicks it, and he loves it as well. 2 fists go up in the air. It's his second for the night. High fives all round for the big ruckman, and you're right, he is doing everything at the moment. The fitness levels we've just seen already. For a new player to town, that's pretty impressive, Brenton, as you know how hard it is, and even player management of warm nights and players coming to Darwin to play this.
Yeah, and look, I don't think it matters how much you train until you actually play at the speed, and in these conditions you think it's dry, but it's dewy, and it's still pretty hot out there, so terrific effort by the Southern players coming up and weathering our conditions.
And it's only the second quarter. Just hang on. Grenfell wins it down in the ruck contest. Goes straight to Cameron Island. He takes the ball. He's tackled. He drops the footy. And the umpire says the free kick goes to Cameron Island. Paredes is horrified. Ball goes to Cameron Island. Chips forward. Good spoil comes there from Harry Williams, goes back in and tries to take possession, does do so. The ball spins out the back. Jackson Payne tries to gather. He's tackled to ground by Islet. Good strong tackle it was too. Ball still held up in the middle. Comes out to Paredes, gets a handball away. He's thrown to ground. The ball comes out by Brew for the Tigers. Out wide. Oh, beautiful handling by Sean Edwards at half back. I say that and he turns it over immediately with a shocking kick to Coco Nicky. Philip Wills calling for it. He sees a player in space. It's Buderick. Ball whacked away from him. Philip Wills gathers it beautifully. Handballs out wide to Moo. He's taken in a tackle by Grenfell. Comes back to Moo. Goes to Wills. Handballs up to Liam Holt-Fitz on the left boot. That is a beautiful kick from Liam Holt-Fitz. What a goal on the left boot. Bounced once in the goal square. He's kicked his second. He is just all class, Liam Holt-Fitz.
Yeah, good call. Good call, Dom. As you said, Liam Holt-Fitz, we know what a quality player is and a good finisher is, and just under pressure, a little bit of pressure there, just composed, laid it across the left boot, and again, didn't try and kick it too hard, just did enough, got it through where they wanted to go, and that'll hurt St Mary's because I thought they did pretty good to just claw that margin back and keep Nightcliff goalless for the first 5 minutes and get a couple of their own. But Nightcliff hit back there, well needed for the Tigers, and Saints a little bit more work to do.
McGregor up against Clark, so that's Nightcliff first goal of the second term. It's come in the 7th minute. Lot of ball being just thrown in the air in the middle. Now there's a kick out by St Mary's. Cooper has it and chips it inside the forward 50 for St Mary's. Still down on the ground. It's going to be mopped up though for Nightcliff. High up and under his bowls. He's gone out towards the scoreboard, and there's going to be a push. A free kick going to St Mary's for Jacob Long. He's going to take a free kick just underneath the scoreboard. Just kicks it long into the full forward area, and a big strong mark for Nightcliff Tigers. And there is going to be a kick out, put under pressure. Good juggling hands from Henderson, a new player into the competition. He goes down the commentary wing. Brave running back was Jellyman Turner for St Mary's. And he just chips it over to Sean Edwards, who's on the commentary wing, directly underneath us. Goes forward into the forward 50. Picked up cleanly now by Brew, who crashes through. He's been tackled and just held onto by 3 St Mary's player. The umpire said there was no prior, and there will be a ball up 60 metres from St Mary's goal.
Grenfell looking to come from the ground. Clark in the ruck contest, wins that ruck contest. Saints player tackled immediately. Declan Everett it is. Ball comes out here. Tigers working really well around the contest. No clean possession. Gee, well done there to Bailey Henderson. He's worked so hard in the first quarter, continuing on here in the second. Earns that possession. A little bit sloppy from St Mary's. The handball goes sideways to Bowles. He chips. And the mark just taken by Tyson Kidney. Famous name at Nightcliff Tiger circles, the Kidney name. The long ball down the line, the grandstand wing. High flyer was Butcher. The ball comes to Richardson. High up and under from St Mary's. Players fly. Almost a mark taken there. Ball will come to the back of the pack. Saints take possession. A quick kick up towards forward 50. Calder pushed out of the contest. Cooper lays the tackle, goes to Calder on the left boot. The ball inside 50. Just one-on-one contest here. Who can win it? Where's the support coming from? Good contest here, Dustin Walters. The Tigers come away, however, with their defence. Mark taken out there by Lewis Smith for the Nightcliff Tigers, and now they're away on centre wing. Mark taken in there by Ryan Moo. He chips inboard. Again, Lewis Smith on the burst. He came from half back to half forward, gets the ball all the way up there to Cameron Islet, who takes the mark inside 50. And the right forward pocket, close to the boundary line. Chips inboard, looking, of course, for the big marking Butcher. Goes to the back, comes to Edwards. Kicked, did not look where he was kicking at all. Ball spills here to the Tigers player, and Daniel Bowles will always go to his left boot. He did again on that occasion. The ball comes to half back. Saints working really hard. Bowles scoots through. Handball out to Coco Nicky. Step the person who wasn't there. Lovely chip goes to Butcher, and he marks 40 from goal, 5 metres in from the boundary left forward pocket. John Butcher, what a player he's been for the Tigers, a real part of this team's turnaround over the last 3 seasons. Doesn't waste any time, lines up for goal, kicks on goal, curls it in magnificently. John Butcher kicks his first goal for the evening, and the Tigers, they move out to 6-8-44, leading St Mary's 3-1-19, 10 minutes gone in the second quarter.
Yeah, just when you think that St Mary's are getting a little bit of a roll on, the Tigers come back and say, I don't think so, not right now. Just too much, I guess, quality and depth through their midfield, you know, forcing pressure on the ball carrier of St Mary's. Another goal to the Tigers from a St Mary's turnover.
So 2 goals apiece in this second term after the Tigers kicked 4-1 in the opening term. They've kicked the same amount of goals. Ball back in the middle. Clark up against Drugamullah for Nightcliff Tigers. They both go too early. Ball just falls to the ground. Edwards gets a kick to it for St Mary's. Now a big up and under going sideways to the commentary wing. A good tap there. Nicky's involved as well. Drugamullah gets a handball, but it's all St Mary's. Ham puts it onto the left boot. Bowles tries to intercept Mark. He drops it, gets a handball, pats it up into the air. Crowd wants throw. Goes to Wilson for Nightcliff Tigers. He does a little chip kick, doesn't find its target. Now it's St Mary's that get the ball. Everett just pops it on. Running back with the flight of the ball is Geekus, and he'll take it at the defensive 50 arc for Nightcliff Tigers. He kicks it down the line. Going up, strong pain at the back. Mark wasn't taken, kicked off the ground. Cooper now has it. He chips it forward inside the 50, and Raph Clark has been run down. He was very indecisive, didn't know whether to handball it or go for goal. He was caught from behind, and Nightcliff Tiger are going to get out of the defensive trouble through Wilson.
Wilson kicks long up towards centre wing. The ball spills. No mark taken. Lewis Smith fighting for it really hard there. Free kick given away. Saints free. Comes down to forward 50. The mark taken by Walters. No, it's not. Spillage goes to Sean Wilson, one of the Tigers' classy players. Another mark taken. Lewis Smith having a second quarter to remember here. Finds Buderick. Good user of the ball usually.
He has changed jumpers. He's in jumper number 20. It's just he's having a better quarter. Not that we don't see him in jumper number 40. He's changed.
Buderick's kick. Couldn't find a teammate in the clear. Moo. Can't handle cleanly. Saints, they've left the ball behind, battling away inside forward 50 here for the Tigers. Lewis Smith just shoves an opponent out of the way. The ball comes to Wills in the clear. The Tigers kick on goal, and the goal is scored. Buderick again, I think it was. He moved all the way down from centre wing, found himself in the clear inside 50. The easiest of shots from 30 metres out, straight through. The Tigers marching on here. 7-8-50 to Saints. 3-1-19. 13 minutes gone in the second.
Yeah, the Tigers just willed that ball forward, just pushed and pushed and pushed and just gained territory and, got it in a contested situation. A couple of quick little handballs and a nice easy goal for the Tigers.
Just having a look at the St Mary's bench as well. A little bit of concern for Hams as well, who was explosive in that first half. So he's just getting a knee tested at the moment. We'll keep an eye on that. He's in the hands of the trainer. And it's Nightcliff 50 leading Saints 19. Ball tossed up. Grenfell up against McGregor. Ball down on the ground, picked up by Cameron Islet. He gets a handball over to Nicky. Ball dropped on the outer wing. 5 players over it, and the umpire's going to ball it up. Attacking side of the outer wing for Nightcliff. Grenfell in front. He gets a big thumping defensive handball away, but it only goes as far as Philo for Nightcliff Tigers. He wheels around onto the right, into the right forward pocket. Coming through is the captain, Philip Wills. Wasn't able to pick it up cleanly. Ball down on the ground. Wills is on top of a pack. There's 5 of them. The ball is underneath. Players are looking around, and the umpire says, I'll have it. 45 metres out from the Nightcliff Tigers goal.
Ball tossed up high. Grenfell in the ruck, wins it down again, can't get it clear of the congestion. Philip Wills can, grabs hold of it, boots it away towards the goal square. Coming through was Jellyman Turner, didn't take it cleanly and then was smashed to the ground. Now takes the footy. The umpire,
as soon as he touched him, Brenton, Butcher just stood on the mark and was like,
I'll take it.
I'll take it.
Yeah, Butcher's throwing his weight around a bit tonight, doesn't mind doing it. He was happy to give the free kick away there. Jellyman Turner with the free. Takes that now, kicks outside 50. Flyers are up. Who's down? Paredes is down, gathers the footy, kicks along the boundary line. He gains good meterage. Justin Cooper's there. Where's the footy going to come out? The Tigers are the ones who are going for the footy here. Little handball comes out. Saints win it on centre wing. Cooper needs to work hard here because we know Sean Wilson will. Wilson gathers, steps. Cooper falls over. Long kick up towards centre half back for the Tigers. Wills is there, gathers. Saints just flat-footed at the moment. Defence working beautifully here. Coming out well was Henderson for the Tigers, out towards Coco Nicky, shoved over by Thomas Long, gathers the footy, terrible kick, Tigers gather, handball comes out towards Coco Nicky again, close to the boundary line, pressure comes from Calder, and the ball marked by Bowles. Is that the call?
Maybe a
crowd calling that it was dropped, the central umpire checking with the boundary umpire.
Oh, it was right in front of us. I think it might have been caught off the half volley. Bit of discussion here.
Yeah, it's got to be a boundary throw in, surely. Yep.
Bounced before he marked it, then took it over.
So the right call there. Well done to the central umpire there for checking. So 16 minutes gone here. Nightcliff leading 50-19.
Ball tossed in directly underneath the commentary in the touchdown by Grenfell. Trying to get a handball away. Incorrect disposal. Great effort there from Brew, who was the tackler for Nightcliff Tigers. He's had a good night tonight. You can't miss him. Only player out there with a mullet. Brew on the left foot, down the commentary wing. Pack flies. No one can take it. Ball down on the ground. Coming through is Jellyman Turner.
Good kick.
He kicks it down the wing. And he finds an unmarked Payne. Payne wheels around. Right forward pocket is where the ball lands. Lands in front of the Nightcliff players. Trying to pick it up was Cooper. Has he been taken over the boundary? Umpire says it's his. No. A couple of centimetres it stayed in, and the ball will be tossed up. 30 metres around from St Mary's goal.
So the umpire moves in about 15 metres from that spot. McGregor wins it down for the Tigers, close to the boundary line. Brew grabbed it and threw it back in. Gilbert smacked to the ground after he took possession, and they'll do it all over again, this time with the result of a boundary throw-in. Brendan Toy, I'd be interested in your thoughts on Jackson Payne and his influence on the game in a moment. Boundary throw-in now, 49 metres around from Saints' goal, 17 minutes gone in this second quarter, 50 plays 19. The boundary throw-in's a good one. Grenfell wins it to the back. Tigers the first there. Beautiful tap on there from Geekus to Henderson. Kick goes out to half back. Tigers running hard at it through Moo. Takes possession. Wheels onto the left foot. Didn't want to go that way. Back to a teammate. Beautiful kick. Finds Cameron Eilert just forward of half back. Little chip into the middle. Finds a teammate there in Kidney. Had a few options out to his left. Decides to go back to the right. That's the scoreboard side. Far end of the ground. And again, finds a teammate there in Bailey Henderson having some sort of a game. Long kick. Looking there for Lewis Smith. And give Bailey Henderson a rap, and he gives his teammate a poor kick ball. Out of bounds, will be thrown in by the boundary umpire. 45 around right forward pocket, favouring the Tigers.
Yeah, look, just on Jackson Payne, he can be such a damaging midfielder if he's getting good first use through there and a little bit of space. But the Tigers midfield are doing a great job at, I guess, nullifying his opportunities, closing up the space. He's a great player when he goes forward, but he's just really been starved of opportunities. So we know what kind of an impact Payne can have on a game, but we're just not seeing it right now.
One toss in, one down by McGregor, only as far as Williams for St Mary's, and he was wrapped up by his opponent Brew. So the ball will be tossed up inside the Nightcliff Tigers forward 50. It's cleared though by St Mary's. Hurried kick straight down the middle of the park. Sean Edwards with great hands. He gets a kick on the outside of the boot, heading down towards Walters for St Mary's. Punched away defensively from Brown, and it will go over the boundary. 60 metres around on the outer side, 60 metres away from the St Mary's goals. And a nice bit of work there from Sean Edwards, just showing his class down at ground level.
Boundary throw in now, Grenfell takes the ball out of the ruck. Gee, don't know how he disposed of that. Philo, he gathers, handballs to a teammate beautifully. There's Henderson again, just running through midfield, handballed away, had a second crack at it, might have been a throw, comes to Bricknell, drills a pass in, Jacob Long cut it off, sweeping through is Emery. Ball comes back to Emery from Lewis Smith. Emery goes with the left boot, Braxton Armat charging at the footy, and manages to get it out over the line under pressure there from Bricknell. So a boundary throw in, 20 metres around, left forward pocket, favouring the Tigers as we see Paredes coming from the ground to be replaced there by Simon Richardson for St Mary's.
Butcher puts his hand up. He's going to go up against Grenfell. 15 metres around from the left post. Butcher gets it, taps it over behind, but only as far as the ball travels to the top of the square. Scrambling players, desperation, and Jellyman Turner for St Mary's just sees it through for a rush behind. And Nightcliff move to 51. They lead St Mary's 19. 21 minutes gone. It's been a couple of minutes before we've seen any score, but we're in the second term, and it's Nightcliff 51, Saints 19.
Jellyman Turner. He's playing good footy at the moment, delivers the ball well to Grenfell, who takes the mark under pressure from Hugo Drogamulla. Interesting to see the setup down the line now. Calder calls for it, goes for the mark, gets two hands to it, couldn't take the mark. Edwards is there. Lovely little chip over Bowles. Puts the ball in a good position for Raf Clark. Bit of soccer from Edwards, finds a teammate. Ball comes back to Calder. Saints running in numbers. Harry Williams with the long sweeping handball finds Raf Clark. Back to Edwards. Gathers 35 out. Goes with the right foot. Snap. Curls it around and curls it through for a behind. Was that the right choice there, Brenton Toy?
I don't know. It would have been great if he kicked it.
That's always the right answer.
Just the lead-up was great. And it would have been great to see Shawnee Edwards because there was some tricky little plays, some soccer, some tap-ons, and just moving the ball forward. And it would have been great to see him kick it. So unfortunate on that occasion for Shawnee Edwards.
Well, kick it he did. Bowles, he kicked it out of the square, and he kicked it 60 metres, but the free kick goes to Raf Clark. He quickly plays on in the right forward pocket. Big up and under from Nightcliff. Underneath it was Grenfell. Dropped the ball. Got the handball, though, off his knees to Raf Clark, who sends it back inside the forward 50. Finds a free teammate. He points to Grenfell, Raf Clark. And Grenfell is have some sort of night, but it was Gilbert who was the man unmarked that Raf Clark found. And he's going to have a shot on goal, 40 metres out. Slight angle to the right. It's going to be kicking with the breeze. Slight breeze towards the airport end. St Mary's looking for their fourth goal of the night. Gilbert, can he get his first? The left footer, he's miskicked that. It's gone to the top of the square. It's missed the pack and it's gone through for a behind to the left of the post. And Saints pick up another behind. St Mary's 21, trail Nightcliff 51. So 30 points for the Tigers. 22 minutes gone in the second quarter.
Bowles, off he goes, one of his customary runs, two bounces, little chip with the left boot, and that was a poor effort from Bowles. He chipped it very short and went to Raphael Clark. He goes in short. Players weren't really expecting it. Went to Thomas Long, then to Gilbert. Didn't take the footy, was clearly pushed in the back. And the umpire tried to call the advantage there. The St Mary's player quite rightly stopped. Gilbert will take the free, dead in front. He had a sighter not 30 seconds ago. He has another opportunity. Normally a very good kick on the left boot. His last kick was a terrible shank. Let's see what he does with this one. Directly in front, man on the mark, 45 from goal. Saints, to say this is a much-needed goal, understatement, indeed. They've only had 6 shots. This is their 7th. Comes in, crosses 50. Kicks from 48 metres out, kicks it low. He didn't mean to kick it that low. No. He managed to get it over the head of the Nightcliff defender on the line. He puts it through for a goal. On the siren to sound half-time here at Marara Oval. So Saints on that siren move to 4-3-27. They trail the Tigers 7-9-51.
Love exploring the territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Absolutely zero.
Zero.
Yeah, definitely.
It has to be zero.
Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I don't think that's asking too much.
Boys, we've got a real big problem. It belongs to you, it belongs to me, it belongs to everybody. I'm talking about family violence. It's time we said no more to family violence, isn't it? Yeah. Think about it.
We've all got to say no more to family violence.
No more!
Family violence is a community problem and it needs a community response from all of us, and sport is a big part of that. But we can all do our bit by being more respectful to each other. Please make this year the year we say no more to family violence.
Time to escape, 'cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co. The beer from up here.
On Territory roads, anything can happen. So you need to drive to the conditions. Speeding can get you into all sorts of trouble. Dirt roads aren't just dusty. When it's hard to see, they're dangerous. At water crossings, remember, you're driving a motor car, not a boat. High water can be deep trouble. All sorts of animals can be on the road, so watch out. And if the weather is bad, slow down, you mob. Drive to the conditions and arrive in good condition.
The time to kickstart your business is now. Get your message across with the experienced local TV production team at Kick Digital. Cost effective, rapid turnaround, exceptional service. Kick Digital. Television production energised.
CFS Schoolwear is the perfect choice for quality custom-made school uniforms. Ideal clothing for all school-related activities, whether it's 50 or 500 students, we have what you need. Contact the Cricket and Football Shop NT for your free CFS Schoolwear quote today.
Getting my hands on the footy and just being with my mates.
I like being outdoors. It just makes me happy. I don't like it when I get yelled at.
It's pretty embarrassing when someone's shouting at you halfway through the game.
It makes me feel like I'm useless and I can't do anything.
We're just kids.
We're just here to have fun.
Let us do what we love.
Just let kids be kids.
The NTFL clubs and umpires would like to share the following events and messages and thank their sponsors for the 2021 TIO NTFL season. For more information, please visit the relevant club or umpire's Facebook page.
And you were down there, Dom. What was it like to be there and see it?
Oh, look, it was just fantastic. It was just fantastic. I remember sweating it out. I've played at all different times of the day at Gardens Oval. I used to play there in under-13s, can you believe it? I won't say when that was, I'll be giving away my age, but playing there at under-13s at about 8 o'clock in the morning, and it was just so hot and humid at 8 o'clock in the morning. I've played at 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Gardens 2, which is just horrendous, and I'm sure you've probably played at similar times.
11 o'clock.
Oh, yeah. I
We
know,
were the women's game.
It's
We
just
got the early one.
absolutely shocking. But to be there on Friday night footy, sitting on the hill I was with my son, breeze blowing, coming off Mindle Beach, it was truly magnificent. I'm so pleased that I can say I was there for the first game at Gardens Oval under lights. Unfortunately, the game didn't really match the occasion, but well done to Waratah, who had a terrific win. They thoroughly deserved their win, played some cracking footy, and of course it was a very special night for the club. Not only the lights being turned on at Gardens Oval for the first time, but honouring one of their fallen teammates. So a very special occasion. They thoroughly deserve the win in more ways than one.
Yeah, their big ruckman, Aruccio, unfortunately killed in a cycling accident in the off-season, so a very emotional start for their season this year. Today, though, it was the Tiwi Bombers who went down by 64 points to the Darwin Buffaloes. There was 38 goals kicked in that match at Gardens Oval today in very hot conditions at 2:30. Buffaloes 24-14, 158 to Tiwi 14-10, 94, and so the Buffs in the end 64 points, but it was must have been some free-flowing footy, Brenton Toy.
Yeah, I was down there for a bit of that game, and look, the Tiwi Bombers jumped out of the blocks and they led Buffaloes by about 4 or 5 goals in the first quarter. By about three-quarter time, I think there was only 1 or 2 goals in it, and obviously Buffaloes their last quarter have really blown the Tiwi Bombers out of the water. But was impressed with some of the Tiwi Bombers recruits that they've got there, and a few of the new younger players will be better for the experience. And Buffaloes, good work to Cameron Stokes and his first win. And I thought Jared Stokes was terrific through their midfield. Their forwards started to get on top, but look, the Tiwi's a little bit of work to do, great to see footy back at Gardens.
Just unreal, isn't it? And look, just a special wrap, I think, to Cameron Stokes, another one of these new generation, if you like, coaches coming through. Yep. Wonderful junior for the Darwin Footy Club. Went off to the Hawthorn Footy Club and played a couple of seasons at exactly the same time as Cyril Rioli did. Great to see him having come back to his local club and ascending to the position of senior coach. And I think that's wonderful for the Darwin Footy Club.
Yeah, and another one similar with St Mary's, but he's not out there because he is sitting out for 2 matches after some remarks at the end of the grand final. He is Anthony Vallejo. This is his second year at the helm as well. Matt Cannard is the new coach at Southern Districts. They had a loss today, a narrow one to Shannon Motlop's Wanderers side. Joel Cabillo played his 100th Premier League game as well. Wanderers snatched it in the end. They won by 4 points. Watching the third and fourth quarter, it looked like that Southern Districts had a pretty good handle on it, and the Wanderers just ran over him in the end. So Wanderers 4-point winners over the Crocs. And in front of us, we're half-time in the final opening round match. It's the Nightcliff Tigers 7-9-51. Leading St Mary's 4-3-27, as both teams are now out there just warming up. And an even better sight, there's about 50 kids running around in both forward 50 lines having a kick on goal. And Brenton, I don't know how they find out at the end whose shoes belong to who and whose footy belongs to who, but what did you like most in the first half in that opening, first half for these two teams for their new season?
Yeah, look, I like the confidence that St Mary's took the game up to Nightcliff there, but as the game went on, you just saw that experience and the strength and the conditioning come through from Nightcliff. And during the break, I commented on their ability to work back as a defensive unit, to get back and block the space, to force the turnovers, and they're not going out putting the foot on the throat, but Nightcliff certainly just controlling the tempo. Anytime St Mary's start to get a bit of momentum, the handbrake comes on, slow the game down, get a goal of your own, bring it back and then reset again. So the Tigers for me have just really carried on and continued, their form from last year. As I said earlier, they're a terrific group in terms of their playing stock, but they're very well coached by Chris Bucks, very well drilled, very well supported, and look, you spoke about the St Mary's stuff off field as well. Like, how good is Nightcliff Tigers going off field as well?
Fantastic.
So that's a really good indication when they're going off field and they're going good on field. All the stars sort of kind of align for them.
Look, that's very true too, and I think all of us here have had enough experience around football clubs and different sports. From an administration perspective, it does all start off field. If you're performing poorly off field as an administration, and that means committee and helpers and volunteers and so on, if that's not going well, it's very difficult for a team to do well on field. If you sort that out initially, it flows through, and you can see that that's being handled so well at the Nightcliff Football Club. Absolutely.
I think, though, the downside though is if you're not getting the results and you're not able to attract new blood, it's the sponsors, it's the money, it's where you are able to then get the good players coming in to start rebuilding. And I find for some of the clubs that this is going to be, having a look at their recruitment, it's going to be another tough season. And is it wrong to point out someone like Palmerston?
I don't think it's wrong to point them out. I think they're a classic example now of a team that just seems to be rolling now, unfortunately, from season to season, where that's proving to be a real difficulty for them. I don't know there is no easy answer there. It's about getting great people in behind the club from an off-field perspective. That's where it has to start. It's not about recruiting the gun footballer, because you can have a gun, but if everything's not working off field, they can't perform at their best.
Well, one person I know they have recruited under their committee, and you'll probably only hear a little less of her this season, is Natasha Medbury, but that is because she is stepping up and she's doing a lot more for her club off the field as well. She's the assistant coach of the Women's Premier League side. She's playing and she is on the committee. So she's certainly one that is getting involved off the field. All right, the second half is about to get underway. Ball held aloft, Dominic McCormack.
Drogamullah wins the ball down from the contest with Raphael Clark-Paredes. Got a quick kick away. In the middle is Jellyman Turner. Kick comes away from Cameron Islet, though. Clears half forward. Taken away immediately there by Thomas Long for St Mary's. Out towards centre wing. Grabbed by Paredes. Out to Jackson Payne. He's swept upon immediately by the Tigers. Got a kick away, but the kick falls short and marked by Lewis Smith on centre wing for the Tigers.
Lewis Smith goes directly underneath the scoreboard, finds Drogamullah. He just chips it over. They gain 20 metres. So they're just chipping it around at the moment. Cameron Islet wants it in the middle of the field. It goes back to Drogamullah. They're still on the outer wing. Drogamullah now drills it inside the forward 50. Ball not taken cleanly. Hams tries to get through. He's taken high by Cameron Islet. Raph Clark wants to play on. He goes on the handball outer side. They do. They play on and they go down through Paredes. Now the ball kicked inside the forward 50. Grenfell's down there, pushes his opponent out of the way. The ball's going to beat him over the boundary, but it's only going to be tossed back in 5 metres around from the right post of St Mary's. And I'm not even sure St Mary's knew that they were going to play on there with Raph Clark. A lot of players were confused as we were.
I don't think they did, Shannon. Boundary throw in now, right forward pocket. Saints kicking towards the Michael Long centre. Lovely little handball comes out to Brodie Philo from that contest. He gets a quick kick away, but cut off by Paredes. He kicks towards goal. Will it go through? It does. What a cracking goal. Paredes from the right forward pocket. That was incredible. The players sort of waited and held their collective breath, and it went through for a major. So Saints have started every quarter so far with the first. They move on to 5-3-33, trailing the Tigers 7-9-51. 2 minutes gone in the third.
Yeah, good work there by the Saints just to lock the ball in there forward 50. Nice stoppage there in the forward line. Philo tried to clear it out, didn't clear the scoring area. The Saints players just able to set that wall up, get it back in. Paredes, again, a little bit of an opportunist goal, but got it through nonetheless, and much needed for St Mary's, keeps them in it.
Drugamullah wins it over Clark. Coming through was Philo. Gets a handball off to Cameron Eilert. He got a clearing kick down to their forward 50. Thomas Long's down on the ground injured after going up for that. Bricknell gets the ball, turns around, and another snap from Bricknell. His second goal for the night and his second snap on goal. It's his third. And Bricknell has again made something out of nothing. And Bricknell has been outstanding tonight. The small forward, or the mid forward, has had another shot on goal, 30 metres directly in front. Just keeping an eye on Thomas Long as well. Hurt himself in the clash. And that is the 8th goal for Nightcliff tonight. Nightcliff 8-9-57, leading the Saints 5-3-33. 3 minutes gone, third quarter.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, Simon Richardson, Bricknell's direct opponent, came off him, went up to the contest, didn't influence, got caught in the middle, Bricknell at the back. So just some simple respect for their opposition. St Mary's need to start paying.
Ball comes out of the middle. Paredes tried to find Raph Clark with a handball, couldn't quite do so. The ball goes to ground. Jackson Payne, I think it is, jumping on it at the bottom of that pack. They leap on him. Ball back to the umpire, and yes, Payne up last. Ball tossed high again. Raphael Clark couldn't quite handle. Tigers get it out the back. Bowles with the left foot. High, up and under. Camped underneath it there for St Mary's was Joshua O'Brien. Couldn't take the mark, but back here, Thomas Long will take the free kick. Chips it out wide, goes to Jellyman Turner. He's been moved further up the ground here, playing more of a midfield role than defensive. Oh, the high flyer, Calder. Does he get it on the second grab? He does. That's a cracking good mark from Jackson Calder. Flew for it, fell on the pack, took the second grab. Man on the mark at 51. Hugo Drugamullah. He's stolen about another half metre there, I reckon. Jackson Calder drills a pass in. Sean Edwards got a bite on it, couldn't take the second. Ball on the ground. Sean Edwards got it out. Saints mucking around with it here. William Hams didn't get the handball out. Has to be caught. And is. Well played by the Tigers. They stuck at it. Sean Wilson with the free kick deep inside defensive 50. Now called to play on. Ball comes out wide. Is that going to be 50? Yes, it is. Little bit of ill discipline there, and Philo the one with the mark. And now with the 50-metre penalty, I think.
And he kicks it out to Henderson. Henderson goes long down and it's been chopped off St Mary's. Musgrove has taken a defensive mark and he's kicked into the man on the mark. That was Emery. Emery now, the tackler. Not trying to get it out was Musgrove. And the umpire Morrison has said he'll ball it up. 55 metres out from the Nightcliff goal. Clark wins the tap down in the ruck. Ball picked up off the ground from McGregor. Tumbling ball inside the forward 50, but it's St Mary's that get a clearing kick underneath it and taking it. Easy mark was Gilbert. Gilbert chips it over, and we are on the commentary wing, and Gilbert's just been caught from behind by McGregor. And a great tackle run down from behind. McGregor just wrapped Gilbert up. And Nightcliff are going to have time to settle. And McGregor's been told to hurry it on.
He does do that, indeed. The big fly from Emery. Hands in the back on Clark, but a great fly. Paredes gets the ball out. Wonderful vision from Paredes. Finds Jackson Payne. Had runners going, didn't use them. Goes inboard now. Goes to a teammate in Taylor. He takes off. Little chip inboard is a terrific kick. Well, could have been a terrific kick. It will work out well. Cooper takes it in space. Pass and is good to Dustin Walters on the lead. Every St Mary's player within 25 metres points to him and says, kick at goal. So Dustin Walters, good play by St Mary's. And Brenton, on that occasion, they were steady with the ball, and it started with Jackson Payne using it inboard.
Yeah, didn't panic across half-back, came back inboard, used some of the corridor. You know, it was a 3-on-1 through there. They won the footy, and a nice lead mark from the St Mary's forward.
Dustin Walters now. 45 metres out, has the kick on goal, and it fades to the left after starting on target. So through for a behind. Saints move now to 5-5-35. Nightcliff 8-9-57, 7.5 gone in this third quarter.
Bowles just kicks it straight down the middle of the ground. It's a short kick to Jorgensen. He gets a handball from the running Sean Wilson. He kicks it down to McGregor. Mark not taken. Henderson, though, gets the crumbs for the Nightcliff Tigers. They're defensively on the commentary wing. Ball up in the air. McGregor comes over the top of Richardson for St Mary's. And the free kick goes to Richardson, who kicks it back inside the forward 50. But it's a wobbly kick. Doesn't find its target in Walters. And it's Nightcliff Tigers that are going to go down the commentary wing. The ball staying a lot on this commentary wing. Kicked off the ground by Holt Fitz. Clever. Wasn't able to pick it up. But it's St Mary's that get it out of their defensive 50. Dragged from behind. Emery has pulled down Musgrove for Saints, and they're going to get a free kick. And Musgrove is going to hold up play here. And at 8 minutes gone in the third quarter, it's Nightcliff 57, leading Saints 34.
Musgrove kicks down the line to Payne. That's better from him. Takes a great contested mark on centre wing. Off to Gilbert, who's a terrific user of the footy. He was put down after kicking by Tyson Kidney. So surely that's a free kick down the field.
Yeah, he's paid in the back.
In the back.
Yeah.
So in the back was the call. On centre wing here, Tom Gilbert to take that. Chips up high to Justin Cooper. That was a terrible kick from Gilbert. Killed immediately by the Tigers. Long kick downfield. Great mark, Drogamulla. Chips inboard to the advantage of Butcher. Couldn't take the mark. Slaps it to Ryan Moo, clean bowls him completely. Braxton Armat toes it forward towards a teammate there in Parry. Cameron Islet comes in to lay a tackle. They throw him to the ground and Stacks on the mill. The umpire says, I will have it. Just forward of centre, favouring the Tigers. 9 minutes gone in the third quarter. Nightcliff leading 8-9-57, Saints 5-4-34.
Up in the ruck is Parry for St Mary's. The ball is down on the ground, trying to pick it up going forward. Butterick gets a handball away. He was well pressured. Picks it up again. Butterick gets a hurried kick inside the forward 50. Going up for it was Holt Fitz. He drags the ball down on the ground now. Still ball in dispute. It's going to be picked up by Nicky. He arches his back. He gets picked up. And it's going to be Holt Fitz that just puts a ball up in the air. And good work from two players out there. Ball just comes down to Cameron Islet. He has time, picks out a better option in Brodie Philo. And it is going to be Brodie Philo who's going to have a shot on goal, 30 metres out, slightly to the left. And great vision from Cameron Islet, Brenton. He's always looking for a better option, isn't he?
Yeah, I think it was a deliberate effort there by Holt Fitz to cross it as we see Philo come in.
Philo comes in. He likes it before it's even gone over the head of the goal umpire, and that is his third for the night.
Yep.
And pretty mild celebrations, but Nightcliff 9-9-63, leading Saints 5-4-34, 11 minutes gone third quarter.
But just too easy again. The Nightcliff players, just doing things at will at the moment. The kick across to Cam Islet, almost marked it uncontested, but to have Brodie Philo wandering through the forward 50 without an opponent, to be able to take an uncontested mark 35-40 metres out from goal is unforgivable from the St Mary's. Probably their midfielders. Someone needs to take responsibility, get back and help out.
So ball back in the middle now. 11 minutes gone in this third quarter. 63 plays 34. Dominic Brew out of the middle for the Tigers. Little kick came from a teammate after he handballed. Now the ball's moved through to half forward. Thomas Long trying to crash his way through. Lewis Smith delivered a beautiful handball to Emery. Emery goes to Philo. Tries to dance his way through. Gets a lovely left foot kick away. No mark taken by Drogamulla. Tackle laid on Richardson. He gets a kick away. Charging out at Philip Wills. Doesn't take the footy. Paredes calm over the footy. Did beautifully. Got it back to Richardson. The Flyers are up. Walters crashed the pack. Coming through was Moo. Taken high. Was very untidy by Jellyman Turner, and Ryan Moo, very, very courageous young player indeed, takes that free kick. He's in the centre of the ground. Kicks long out wide. Looking out there for Emery. Payne got in the way, got a fist to it and got it out over the boundary line. About 80 metres around from the Tigers' goal, and it'll be a boundary throw in on the Morris Rioli grandstand side.
And Payne comes off for a rest. Sean Edwards is on, back into the action. Big quarter from Payne. He'd called for that, Dom, and he's definitely providing. McGregor up in the ruck, but it's going to be run down by Parry. Ball on the ground, still 55 metres out from the Nightcliff Tigers goal. Ball down on the ground. Parry's over the top. Ball can't come out. 10 players around. Umpire said he's seen enough, and Holworth is going to toss it up. 50 metres out from the Nightcliff goals. Ball still down on the ground. A number of players. Brew for Nightcliff Tigers tries to get it through. Gets a ball out to Jorgensen. He gets a hurried kick on the right foot into the right forward pocket. No mark taken, and it's going to go over the boundary 20 metres out from the right post of the Nightcliff Tigers.
Just their clearance work again. Nightcliff just dominating clearances, stoppages at the centre bounces, boundary throw-ins around the ground, whatever it is. Nightcliff well and truly on top.
Butcher wins that ruck contest easily. Emery tried to grab hold of it. Ball goes to Harry Williams. He gets a handball away. Bricknell got a kick away. Fell in the hands of Lachlan Taylor. He got a long kick up towards Gilbert. Good contest there between he and Brown. They both pushed the ball out over the boundary line. In front of the St Mary's dugout, be a boundary throw in. 13 and a half gone. 63 plays 34. The players set themselves here.
There's been a change this quarter. Brown onto Gilbert. He was on Walters for the first half. Ball tossed back in over both of the ruckmen. Ball down on the ground. Hurried kick from Taylor didn't go anywhere. Still about 15 players around the ball at the moment. Moose got it. Just dribbles off his shin. Now a hurried left kick from Emery inside the Tigers forward 50, but it rebounds quickly. Ball now up in the air. Brown tries to take it for Nightcliff Tigers. He pats it forward, and it's going to be hit, and a big kick in. Brew, the left foot, hurry kick, finds a free Nightcliff Tigers player right at the top of the 50. Lewis Smith with a shot on goal off one step, and Lewis Smith has kicked his first for the night, and that is a huge kick for the man who's got strapping around his head. He started the match with 44 on his back. Blood rule made him change his jumper, and he has kicked a goal 50 metres off one step. Nightcliff Tigers 10-9-69 leading the Saints 5-4-34, 15 minutes gone in the third quarter.
Yeah, just another goal there for the Tigers. Far too easy. Uncontested mark just outside of 50. Crossed the line. Nice easy kick. But as I said, they're just doing things at will at the moment. The Tigers, St Mary's at 6s and 7s. Their defence under pressure. You can just see how they're trying to exit their back half. They're just throwing it on the boot and hoping for the best. Not exiting with any system. The Tigers have got their wall set up and sending it back in there for repeat entries.
Ball from the middle now. Jackson Payne laying a tackle. Paredes came off half back, charged through, gathered the footy. Just a ball magnet, Paredes, because Justin Cooper tried to grab hold of it, couldn't do so. Payne gathers the rebound, got a handball away, tried to find Fairchild. Brew, tough again, coming through. Coco Nicky grabbed hold and looking for a free kick there. No free kick paid to him. Held the ball, was tackled. The umpire says, give it to me. He balled it up in the middle. Raph Clark up against McGregor. Neither win it down cleanly. Jackson Payne working hard in that congestion. Tackled by McGregor. And the umpire again says, I will have it. 15 and a half gone. 16-9 plays 34. The Tigers with the commanding lead.
Morrison is also the CEO of NT Cricket out there as the central umpire. Throws it up. Throws it onto the boot is Williams for St Mary's after that ball was tossed up. Now it's on the outer wing. Picked up by Bowles. Gets it off the shin, but it still goes inside the forward 50 for the Nightcliff Tigers. Emery pushes his opponent off it. Then he's bowled over. Picked up by Thomas Long. Backtracking for St Mary's is Musgrove. He kicks it out the defensive 50 on the outer wing, but it's going to be picked up by Emery. He tries to get around one. Handball off to Nicky. Nicky with a snap-on goal around the body. High ball up and under, and it just misses the post to the right. Goes through for a behind. And Nightcliff moved to 70, leading the Saints 34. 17 minutes gone, third quarter.
So the kick-in duties. St Mary's bringing the ball in. Paredes was the target. They found him easily. Paredes, that's very untidy. Williams gathers, made it look good. Back to Paredes on the run. Some of the Nightcliff players very tired. Kick up towards half forward. Almost a mark to Sean Wilson. Couldn't quite take it. Cooper comes flying in. Wilson did magnificently. Dive back in and gather the footy. Gets himself up off the ground. Receives the handball. Pokes it out wide and finds Dominic Bruce. Sean Wilson. Super effort. On the move again. Brew now goes to centre half back. Grenfell crashing the pack. It's a pack of one, and that was Cameron Island. He goes for the big hoof, and it comes off the side of the boot. Does not go where he wanted it to go. That was to the goal square. It ends in the right forward pocket. Tigers gather. Little chip finds Cameron Islet. Man in the mark, Grenfell, the offender with the poor kick. Cameron Islet. Players getting very tired here, the latter stages of this third quarter. Little chip forward. Tigers just taking it easy here. Joel Buderick. Again, a little chip finds the latest goal kicker in Lewis Smith. Smith now goes with the right boot towards the middle of the ground. No one can take a mark. Liam Holt-Fitz couldn't take possession. Jacob Long does. Darts his way through. Has a bounce. Holt-Fitz on the chase. Haven't seen enough of that from Jacob Long this evening. Goes to Jackson Payne. He is dispossessed. Poor awareness from a player of such quality in Jackson Payne. And he literally had his pants pulled down there by Philip Wills.
Philip Wills, the captain for the Tigers. Kick misses his mark in Lewis Smith. And now Holt-Fitz is under a lot of pressure. Ball still being bobbled around just to the attacking side of the outer wing for the Nightcliff Tigers. Again, players form around the ball. Umpire said it's not going to go anywhere. He'll ball it up just underneath the scoreboard on the outer wing. Ball tossed up. Clark for St Mary's gets the ball down. A clearing kick out of the congestion. Missed kick, but picked up by the captain. Nightcliff Tigers and stolen in the air. Great pick up by Jellyman Turner. Now the Saints are away if they can get it in the middle of the park. Sean Edwards, he's at the back. He's 45 metres out inside their forward 50. Has a shot on goal. And Sean Edwards, a goal out of nothing. It missed its target. Sean Edwards was at the back. He picks it up. There's a couple of high fives. No one's running to him. This is late in the third quarter. Opening game for the new season. And St Mary's get their 6th goal of the night. They still trail by 30 points. 20 minutes gone in the third quarter.
Yeah, a bit of a tough assignment for the Saints to come back, but not completely out of it. They just need a couple of quick ones in succession and get themselves back into it. But just again, you have a look at the way they scored that goal. Like, it was just scrappy. They just got it there. It bounced out the back. You know, there was 2 St Mary's players. They just got it there. So, you know, look, I think we'd all love to see him sort of get another quick 1 or 2 in quick succession. But as I said, Nightcliff doing a great job of just controlling the tempo.
Butcher thumps it out of the middle, gathered by Paredes, however. He's had a purple patch here in this quarter. Got a kick away. It fell there to Harry Williams. The umpire said the ball was touched. Spillage comes through. Liam Holt-Fitz just throws a torp on the boot. Skids through inside, attacking 50. Parry gathers it for St Mary's. Kicks it out wide. Gathered here by Richardson. Come into the game a little bit in this third quarter as Richardson. Pops it up there towards Williams. Got hands to it. Couldn't take the mark. Diving in was Gilbert. Got it out to Payne. And the umpire called it a throw, and it goes to Harry Williams, who I thought was the thrower. Raphael Clark couldn't take the mark. Ball comes towards Calder, and the ball pushed out over the boundary line as Payne tried to scoot away with it and con the umpire. 21 minutes gone in this third quarter. The Tigers 10-10-70. Saints 6-4-40.
Just say Mary's just stuck with that kick down the line. There's no movement from behind the ball. There's no, movement in the fat side, through the corridor. They keep, playing pretty predictable football straight up and down the line, and Nightcliff are able to set up their defence and read it.
It's kicked out of the ruck area by Fairchild. Cooper now for St Mary's has it. He goes one way, goes the other. He goes on to the left, coming from behind. Sean Edwards from the side crashes the pack, and the umpire has called a free kick, a high to Walters, and that was a big crash. Edwards coming in from the side. Might have collected his own teammate, but the umpire has picked out a free kick to Walters. Said he was hit high. And Sean Edwards is on the mark. Sean Wilson, sorry. So Walters looking for his 2nd goal of the evening. Crosses the paint of 50. 45-degree angle. Left forward pocket. He's got the distance, but it's going to stay straight and it will go straight across the goal. And Saints 41 trail Nightcliff 70. 22 minutes gone, third quarter.
Tigers now to bring the ball into play. Looking for players to settle here is the signal. Long kick comes out to the grandstand wing. Big mark, Butcher. Such a towering presence is John Butcher. He's kicked one goal this evening. They came in the second quarter. Takes this mark beautifully at right half back. Called now to play on. Goes straight down the line. Jackson Payne, one of the players there. The ball falls to the back of the pack. Taking it is Thomas Long. Got an untidy handball away. Kidney taken. And the ball taken over the boundary line. In fact, Kidney was the recipient. The handballer there was Adam Jorgensen. The umpire to throw it in from the boundary line here, right in front of our commentary position. Ticking down through time on here. Winning it was Grenfell. Goes to Richardson, the high up and under. Underneath it again, Grenfell went for the tap. Wilson grabs hold of it, gets it to Wills. Great smother there by St Mary's. Ball comes out here by Henderson. Cooper taken. Ball flicked to Richardson. Again, just down the line, Cameron Islet drops the footy. There was an option in the middle that they didn't go to. Ball taken here now by Joel Buderick. They go into the middle. Bowles with that famous left boot. Kicks beautifully. They're out. Numbers everywhere here. Jorgensen goes to Liam Holt-Fitz, cruising into the right forward pocket. He takes a mark well within scoring distance and just signals to his teammate, going back here to have a shot.
Yep, and you'd expect him to kick it. The Cheney medalist, very talented. The question will be, is he going to go the right foot check side or the left foot snap? Capable of anything, Holt-Fitz.
Cameron Islet just jogging into position here. No one on him from Saints. Unbelievable how players like that can be left unmarked at any stage in a game. Liam Holt-Fitz, he darts out to the left, goes with the left boot, curls it through. It doesn't curl enough and hits the left goalpost 2/3 of the way up. So a point on the board for the Tigers. They move to 10-11-71. Saints 6-5, 41, 24 gone in the third.
Musgrove will kick it back in for St Mary's. He's at the airport end. Flags are laying by the flag, so no breeze out there. And the siren sounds, and it is a 30-point margin here for the Nightcliff Tigers. That's the three-quarter siren. Nightcliff Tigers 10-11-71 to Saints 6-5-41. They extend.
Love exploring the territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Head on in to Kazali's Palmerston Club. Business meetings, coffee breaks, or just unwinding, Kazali's has you covered. It's the perfect spot for a catch-up with friends, with stylish function areas suitable for any occasion. Sensational meals. Our family-friendly bistro has plenty of delicious options. All the latest machines in our modern gaming room. Get around the pool tables and prove your skills. Fancy a flutter? We've got full betting facilities available. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
So we can feel forever, yeah, feel together, real together. No one can stop. No one can stop. Nothing could ever bring me down.
Time to escape, 'cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co. The beer from up here.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience.
Dedicated sports zones,
Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice, still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport Concept Store. Now open at Casuarina Square.
What a cracking goal. Paredes from the right forward pocket. That was incredible. The players sort of waited and held their collective breath, and it went through for a mate.
So, Shannon, we can finish at 10, or we can throw back to regular programming, Evan, whenever you want. Up to you.
Gets the ball, turned around, and another snap from Bricknell. His second goal for the night. Barlow comes in. He likes it before it's even gone over the head of the goal umpire, and that is his third for the night. And a big kick in. Brew. The left foot hurry kick finds a free Nightcliff Tigers player right at the top of the 50. Lewis Smith with a shot on goal of one step. And Lewis Smith has kicked his first for the night. Picked up by the captain, Nightcliff Tigers, and stolen in the air. Great pick up by Jellyman Turner. Now the Saints are away if they can get it in the middle of the park. Sean Edwards, he's at the back. He's 45 metres out inside their forward 50, has a shot on goal. And Sean Edwards, a goal out of nothing.
This is
Stand by.
Live on ABC Digital Radio and streaming on the ABC Listen app.
And it is the final term for the final match of the opening round of season 2020-2021 coming up here. Nightcliff Tigers, the reigning premiers who have won the last two premierships in the NTFL Men's Premier League. The Nightcliff Tigers 10-11-71 leading their grand final opponents for last season. St Mary's are 6-5-41, so a 30-point margin for the Tigers. This is going to be a huge quarter coming up. But it is, Brenton, what you would think that the way that Tigers have been going those first three quarters, they'll have something to say about that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just picked up a point before, like they've got Islet and Philo in their midfield now with Brew, who's been outstanding tonight as well. But I was just watching, parts of that last quarter. They were able to rest Islet forward. Philo was able to come off for a decent patch, and and you shouldn't call them second stringers, but their second stringers got in there and just did a good enough job as well. So I think we'll see Nightcliff, experiment a little bit tonight as well.
Dominic McCormack to get us underway.
Grenfell up in the ruck contest, got it down to Paredes, who had a cracking third quarter. He kicks it forward. Wonderful mark taken by Bowles on Gilbert. He flicks it out wide, looks for Liam Holt-Fitz, drops an absolute sitter that he should have taken. Ball comes to Brew. He mucks it up. Handball was smothered. Philo gathers, tries to handball up to Bailey Henderson. Doesn't find him before the ball goes out of bounds across the boundary line. Bailey Henderson been a really good contributor this game. Great introduction for him. Boundary throw in now just to the left of our commentary position on the Morris Frioli grandstand wing. Ball one down. Jackson Payne gathers his tackle, gets a little handball away towards Jacob Long. Didn't find him. Dominic Brew came in. He's been terrific also. Kick up towards half back for Saints. They try and take possession. Joshua O'Brien gets a handball out. He's going to get a free kick here for a high tackle. So Joshua O'Brien, who's attacked the ball hard, he will take the free here after a Hugo Drogamullah infringement. So first minute in, no score change here. 71 plays 41. The Tigers in the lead.
O'Brien kicks it back down the commentary wing. Finds Thomas Long, who was on his own. St Mary's, though, have another concern. Jacob Long's just come off talking to the trainer about his right ankle. Hams is already out of the game for St Mary's with looked like a knee injury to his left knee. Ball just taken a mark from Calder. He's 60 metres from goal. Chips it into the full forward area, but that is not a good kick because they had the numbers, the Tigers, and the man on his own, Brown, for the Tigers, will take it in the left back pocket. He's looking for a free player. Just chips it to Butterick. They're still inside their defensive 50, the Tigers. Brown kept running. Butterick just chips it back over to Brown. Brown now just near the 50 paint arc. He's been told to play on. Runs around his man on the mark, chips it down towards Lewis Smith, who's on the outer wing. He's in the middle of the outer wing, chicks it forward to his captain in Philip Wills, goes over his head, and the ball will be tossed in on the outer wing.
Yeah, odd decision there by the Tigers to go wide. I thought they had a handball on and could have probably gone a bit more direct there.
Boundary throw in now. Players set themselves. Clark up against McGregor. McGregor wins that one down comfortably, only as far as Jellyman Turner. Somehow he manages to get himself out of trouble, then kicks into a teammate. Raf Clark gathers. Handballs to Jellyman Turner, who missed it. And then cruising through. Is that Cameron Islet? Great kick up towards Butcher. Completely outbodied Braxton Armat. It was a wonderful kick. Yeah, that was a great kick initially. In fact, it was Philo. Great kick from Philo over to John Butcher. He was positioned at the back. He kicked it over the back, takes the mark on the smallest of angles, just belts it through for the first goal of the last quarter. And it's the first time in this game that they've kicked the opening goal of a quarter. So the Tigers 11-11, 77. Nice bit of symmetry there. Saints 6-5, 41, 3 minutes down in this last quarter.
But yeah, just another turnover from St Mary's again, not able to maintain possession, and as you called it, it was Philo that came through, and I'll sound like a broken record, but the amount of times that he's getting uncontested ball and the way that he uses it is going to cause trouble for any opposition. So great kick into advantage there. Butcher took the mark and did what all forwards were expected to do, go back and kick the goal.
Clark goes up against McGregor, but there is going to be a whistle. Too many for Nightcliff Tigers inside the centre square. Raf Clark from the centre square after the free kick just hikes it high and under, doesn't find anyone. Bowles gets a handball back. He retreats. Good work from Walters. Great pressure from the man that started at full forward. He's picked it up. Walters has just run out. And Bowles puts his hand up and apologises, but good chase there from Walters, the forward for St Mary's. The ball will be tossed in 20 metres around from the left post. And St Mary's are heading towards the airport end, which is heading to the right of your radio dial. Good crowd on hand, but there's a bit of a murmur going around at the moment, Dom.
There is. Boundary throw-in's a good one. Grenfell in the ruck contest goes to ground, and a hold is called against him. So McGregor to take the free kick for the Tigers. One of their unsung heroes last year, McGregor. Often had a great mullet. I think he's been outdone by Dominic Brew in this game. Kick up towards a half back for the Tigers. No mark taken. Ball spills to Bricknell. Comes out to Lewis Smith. Handballs away to Wills. Now taken by Gilbert. His handball to Harry Williams, and he is belted in the head by Brew. Play on advantage is the call. Paredes kicks and kicks to the right forward pocket, and there'll be a boundary throw in there for St Mary's. A little bit of scrappy play there. No one really knows what's going on here at the moment. Players pointing everywhere, so too the umpires.
One thing we do know is Jacob Long's just sat down. It looks like it's going to go to the interchange, which is good news for St Mary's. Ball tossed in. It's in the St Mary's area. Ball kicked off the ground. Looking for it and getting it over his shoulder was Calder. Now it's going to be picked up. Picked up by Taylor. He kicks it to the top of the square. Dropped mark. Philip Wills tried to pick it up for Nightcliff Tigers. The ball spills out the back of the pack. Handball over. Bowles has it. Puts it onto his trusty left. It's a booming kick. It's going to go just outside the defensive 50, but only as far as a St Mary's player. Ball was put in the air. Wilson got it, though, for Nightcliff Tigers. He kicks it down the commentary wing. It's halfway down the commentary wing. Wilson kept running. It's going to be a free kick here.
Yeah, I think it's just a bit of a hold off the footy or dragged him back.
Thomas Long's going to get the free kick, and St Mary's looked like they were going to get out of trouble. Good hands from Holt Fitz, who got a tip to it. Now they're under pressure, St Mary's again. Central commentary wing, Taylor for St Mary's, puts it forward. Nice mark on the chest from Sean Edwards. He's 60 metres from goal, hugging the commentary wing. Puts it in the forward 50. Saints under pressure. Everyone that touches the ball is being tackled heavily now. Ball on the ground. Philip Wills, the captain for Nightcliff Tigers, picks it up. Thomas Long, though, with the cut-off mark. And he's going to go back. And Thomas Long has it, and he chips it onto the commentary wing and finds Sean Edwards for the Saints.
A couple of great pieces of play by Thomas Long. A few good intercept marks. Sean Edwards with the low drilling ball to his teammate, bounced off his chest, gathered by Bowles. He's caught with the footy, has the ball underneath him, hasn't disposed of it. The umpire, the non-decision, will ball it up. And he's got able to make a decision now. So Bowles has whacked his opponent in Rory Fairchild right in front of the umpire. A brain fade in the humidity. So Fairchild now inside 50, pops it up here for Calder. It bounces past him. Numbers there for Saints. Grenfell taken with the footy. One umpire said play on, the other umpire said high. Grenfell to take the free kick. Can he kick his third for his first game in the green and gold? He'll take this free kick about 35 to 40 metres from goal on a 45-degree angle. The ruckman for St Mary's, the number 25 on his back. He's had a great game. A goal in the first, a goal in the second, kicks on goal, and he shanked it to the right. A poor kick off the right boot for the big man. So Saints, their score moves on to 6-6-42, trailing the Tigers 11-11-77. We've gone 8.5 minutes in this last quarter.
Butterick goes short, just goes to the head of Cameron Eilert. Cooper tried to pick it up. Cameron Eilert has just thrown Cooper off the ball without it. So now a good opportunity for St Mary's. Free kick to Cooper. 30 metres out. They struggled to get that out of their defensive 50, the Tigers, wanting to go short. And now Cooper, he's got about a 20-metre run-up. He's on the paint of 50. He's slightly to the left. He's going to come in, strike it 35 metres out. Cooper for a shot on goal, and that has gone to the left as well. So St Mary's, that's their 7th behind of the night. It's Nightcliff 77 leading St Mary's 43. 10 minutes gone, 4th quarter.
Bowles brings the ball back into play. Fairchild had an opportunity to mark it, didn't do so. Good tackle laid by Jellyman Turner. Saints in the action here with an opportunity. The ball spills out from the pack. It fell to Dominic Brew, and the umpire says, I will have it, just as the ball came out. So Brew standing right in front of the umpire. Raphael Clark up against McGregor. McGregor got it down well. Comes out to Wilson. Beautiful handball to his captain in Philip Wills. Sweeping handball out to Ryan Moo. On the chase here is Cooper. Had a part of Moo's Guernsey for a moment and then lost it. His kick out wide to Coco Nicky's a good one. Nicky drops the ball. Comes back out to Jacob Long. Little chip from Parry. Out wide. Play on is the call. Ball inboard goes to Jellyman Turner, off hands, spills to Coco Nicky, making it look too easy. And Kyle Emery takes the mark, 45 from goal, with Musgrove on the mark, dead in front of goal. All a bit too easy, Brenton Toy.
Yeah, look, and it's been an interesting one. I think, you know, the fatigue starting to kick in, and, you know, not quite the 38 goals, you know, scored tonight like we saw in the Tiwi Bombers game this afternoon. But, yeah, look, so Nightcliff, like we've said, they've done enough. They know where they're at. They're not here to try and win by 100 points. They've just got to get the 4 points, put themselves in a decent position, get a good start and finish off the season.
Emery now dances in. Normally a very good kick of the footy. That is no mistake from Kyle Emery. Welcome back to the Nightcliff Tigers. Kyle Emery, he thumps that one through from 50, straight over the goal umpire's hat. 12-11-83 the Tigers. Saints 6-7-43 with 11 minutes gone.
Good finish there by Emery, just to go back, settle the game, take the responsibility, and give your midfielders a bit of faith in their forwards, show them what you can do.
As I said earlier, he's going to love playing in this team. Compared to where he's come from, unfortunately, at the Palmerston Magpies, this is just going to be amazing for him. He's such a quality player.
Grenfell back in the ruck. He's going to go up against Butcher. Butcher's just talking to Wills. He wasn't even ready for that. Grenfell won it down, but it's going to be cleared out of the middle. Brodie Philo got a ball kicked to it. It's up towards the forward 50 for the Nightcliff Tigers. A lot of players around it. Philo threw his head back. Moo puts it on, little chip in, and as you heard from there, all too easy from Brenton Toy. That was Butcher, who'd been in the ruck, just kept running forward, just stretching his right hamstring slightly to the left. Emery wanted it behind him. He's going to kick it 48 metres. He's got the distance, or he's not just going to carry. It wasn't on target anyway. Trying to pick it up is Cameron Eilert. He's pushed off the ball. It's over, hugging in the right forward pocket. Cameron Eilert just takes the ball over, wanting a free kick. And he's going to say deliberate. He's going to say it was deliberate. So Parry had the ball. Cameron Eilert quickly takes it, chips it inside. And that's what he does so well. Finds Emery. And Emery's going to line up for his second goal in a matter of minutes. Centimetres out. How can that be deliberate?
Yep, not sure.
Okay.
Might not have made an effort to keep it in. Don't know.
Well, Kyle Emery, he's going to try and get back-to-back goals here, not only for the Nightcliff Tigers, but for him for tonight as well. 45-degree angle on the right. Strikes it. 40 metres out. Celebrates before it even goes through. The left fist goes up. Players run to him, and Emery has kicked his second goal for the night, second goal for the final term, and Nightcliff Tigers' 13th goal of the night. It's Nightcliff 89 leading Saints 43, 14 minutes gone in the final term.
Yeah, good for Emery, bit of confidence there, but as you said, like just the sound off the boot, just hit it flush, hit it sweetly. Knew it was going through from the time it left his boot.
And look at all that pressure, Brenton. Toy Saints had it camped down inside 50 here for probably 8 minutes. Scored 2 behinds. Tigers get it down. Bang, bang.
Quickly.
But again, I'm so pleased for Kyle Emery. He's a player that's picked up, 30 possessions in losing teams for the Palmerston Magpies. He's a great, great player, and he is just going to flourish in this Tigers team. Back in the middle now, Grenfell up against John Butcher. Grenfell, I think, got a fingernail to that one to win it. Jellyman Turner dives on the footy, flicks it out, gets it out to Taylor. Kick out towards half forward, a vacant half forward there for St Mary's. Sprinting after the footy. The Tigers gather. Bowls, beautiful little kick there to Lewis Smith, who was on the right boot. He takes a bounce immediately. 2 bounces on centre wing. Cruising through, he takes a third. And his kick is poor to the lead of Cameron Eilert, so he certainly didn't finish it off. Jacob Long takes the mark to Sean Edwards in the goal square. Edwards now, the long kick. He's asking a lot of Jellyman Turner here. He just puts it onto the chest of Bailey Henderson, who's had a good game. His kick was poor. Found Braxton Armat out to Grenfell. Quick transition here. Simon Richardson at centre wing needs to go hard at the footy. Attacking it out there was Nathan Brown. He got the footy away to Bowles, who'll use it well here. Up inside 50, no one can take a mark. Holt fits onto it. Quick kick on the left boot, had more time than that. It was a little bit selfish, really, from Liam Holt-Fitz there, and he's kicked it out of bounds on the full. Saints to take the free kick, and they play on quickly. The ball inboard from Jacob Long goes to and finds Tom Gilbert.
Gilbert, defensive 50, goes down the commentary wing looking for Raph Clark. Just in front of him, it was chopped off by Henderson, who was taken high. Wilson wants to play on for the Nightcliff Tigers. He's got Lewis Smith, and he finds Lewis Smith. A great mark at the back. Lewis Smith directly in front. On the paint of 50, goes for goal himself, and he's kicked it.
No, it's hit the post. It's hit the post.
It's hit the bottom of the post as it's gone through. Some of the players were going to run to celebrate with him, and so they pick up another behind. Nightcliff 90 leading the Saints 43, 16 minutes gone. Final term.
Sean Edwards received the kick in from Jacob Long. He goes quickly to Harry Williams. Back to Sean Edwards, cruising along centre wing. Nice little kick, finds a teammate in Rory Fairchild. Still camped at right half back here, the Morris Rioli grandstand side. Fairchild now goes long down the line. Raf Clark the target or Jackson Payne. Payne went up and came down without the footy. Dominic Brew did well in the contest. Got a handball away. Brown gets a quick kick out. Fairchild camped underneath it, did well with courage. Thomas Long goes at Bricknell hard. He socketed it out straight out of bounds. The umpire said throw it in. Boundary throw in. 16 and a half minutes gone in the last. 90 plays 43. Tigers in the lead.
Ball to be tossed back in. Big one. Butcher just uses his strength, drops it behind. Wills picks it up. Gets it to Bricknell. He puts the ball on the toe. Emery picks it up. Handball to Nicky around the body. And it is going to be touched through by Jacob Long. He was on the last line of defence, tussling well there with Holtz Fitz. And they pick up another behind. They move to 91 and the Saints to 43. 18 minutes gone in the final term.
Kick from Long went to Jellyman Turner. And he's just danced his way under the pressure of Coco Nicky towards the boundary line.
It was good work by Nicky there just to corral him, not let him around. Yep.
Did well. Jellyman Turner got what he wanted, out of bounds, but not deliberate on that occasion, supposedly. Boundary throw in. Hugo Drogamala wins it down. Tigers there in numbers. Ball spills out. Saints diving in over the footy. And the umpire says, I will have it. The secondary ball up 52 metres out here from the Tigers' goal. They are really putting the pressure on in the latter stages of this last quarter. 17 and a half minutes gone. The ball tossed up high. Drogamala again wings it down. We've said that rarely tonight. Joshua O'Brien for St Mary's. Tackled, got rid of the footy. Comes out to Parry. Ball belted around. Quick kick comes out of the congestion. Up towards Calder. Takes a good mark under pressure. He's worked hard this evening for not much reward. Kick goes out wide. Lovely little handball. On the up finds Gilbert. He looks for Raf Clark, dives in, can't take the footy. Brown handballs away to a teammate. Goes to Cameron Islet by hand. He sweeps the ball backwards and goes to Bowles. On the left boot, ball inboard to Philo. Philo to Wilson. Some great names there for the Tigers. Wilson, long kick inside 50. Liam Holt-Fitz got a hand to it, got two hands to it. Couldn't take the mark. Jacob Long does. He belts the ball up towards centre half forward from half back. Found Calder, goes to Sean Edwards, takes the mark 40 metres from goal on a slight angle right of centre and should go back and kick his second.
Yeah, just the Saints at the moment really just relying on Nightcliff errors to try and get any of their own footy. Haven't been able to put too much of their own possession together.
Sean Edwards now on the approach. Kicks from 45 metres and misses. He'd be disappointed with that. He's worked hard this evening, Sean Edwards. The Saints move on here to 6-8-44. The Tigers 13-13, 91. 19 minutes gone in the last.
Boyd will kick it in. He's one of the recruits for Nightcliff Tigers. Plays for Werribee in the VFL. Kicks it in and finds that Cameron Islet. Cameron Islet's just slow to pull up. Took the mark out in front of Williams. He kicks it in short to Wilson. Just stretching his right hamstring at the moment, Cameron Islet. They're still inside their defensive 50. Bowles gets him out now. Beautiful kick down the middle. Philo dropped a mark he should have taken. Cooper's picked it up for St Mary's. He kicks it up and under looking for Raf Clark. And Raf Clark has taken a great mark at the forward 50. He drops it in, finds the target of Sean Edwards. He gets a handball away. Ball now down on the ground, not being able to being picked up cleanly by Williams. He was set upon by 2 or 3 Tigers players, and the ball will be thrown up directly in front of St Mary's goals. 45 metres out, quickly thrown up. Grenfell wins it, taps it down, goes without it was Jellyman Turner. Advantage here for the Nightcliff Tigers. Holt Fitz in the middle of the park, gets a handball off, and it's been kicked down towards full forward. Philip Wills is there, but running back onto it was Holt Fitz. He tries to snap it around the body and a shot on goal for Holt Fitz. It had been involved in the middle of the park. He kept running Holt Fitz, picked up the crumbs, and then has kicked it around the body, and he has kicked his third for the night. And it's Nightcliff Tigers' 14th goal. Nightcliff 14-13-97, leading the Saints 6-8-44, 21 minutes gone in the final term.
Yeah, he's a live wire up forward there all the time in the world. Liam Holt-Fitz probably could have gone on his left, took his time, ran around, put it onto the right boot, and a great finish. And as you said, he's got 3, which is a good return for a small forward.
He'd kept running as well. He'd produced a beautiful handball in the middle of the park and then pops up 30 metres later.
Oh, it just shows, doesn't it? They're just hard-working.
Yeah.
Not lazy Liam Holdfitz, particularly when there's a goal on a punt. That's for sure. Ball back in the middle now. Drogamullah to go up against Grenfell. Grenfell wins it down, grabs the footy, wins his own kick out of the middle. Eilert charges at it, couldn't get it. Edwards does, steps around an opponent in Drogamullah, although Drogamullah managed to strip the ball from him. He's lost it as Sean Edwards. Tigers charging in for it, battling away here at half forward. Congestion forms. Dominic Brew trying to rip his way through. He's having a second crack here. He still might be able to do it. Harry Williams emerges from the pack and he's holding his leg. He's in some trouble here. Harry Williams getting up extremely gingerly from that pack. The umpire takes it at half forward. Will toss the ball up. Drogamullah just holding Grenfell out of the contest. Shepherded him away. And a free kick given in the end for High. And that will go to Tom Gilbert as we see Harry Williams limp from the ground. Gilbert with the number 22 on his back has got a raking left foot. Kicks long, looking for Jackson Payne. Finds Calder. Payne with the shot on goal. It was a ripping kick from the left forward pocket. Hit the right goal post. About 2 metres up, so a behind. And then the Tigers play on immediately with the ball coming out to Lewis Smith.
Lewis Smith kicks down the commentary. It goes to Emery. He had 3 players on him. The handball comes away in favour of St Mary's. Back inside the right forward pocket. Desperation from Bowles. He got a flying fist as he came through. He spoiled Calder, who was free in the right forward pocket, and the ball will be tossed back in favour of St Mary's, 10 metres out from their right post.
Yeah, just scrappy again by Saints. 3 guys going for the footy. Not the first time I've seen that tonight. Just, the dynamics not quite right. The communication not quite there. The kick inside 50, not hitting the target. So, maybe just a bit of rust and a bit of cobwebs that, Saints need to blow out. But certainly, Nightcliff Tigers, the class act tonight. Hard to fault their performance.
Ball brought in now by Eilert again. The easy get out from the back pocket. And the siren sounds as Bowles kicks the ball back to the central umpire. The scoreboard convincing here for the reigning premiers. Nightcliff 14-13-97. Saints 6-9-45. So a 52-point victory here for the Nightcliff Tigers.